Do you think it is easier going from 0 child to 1 child, or going from to 2 children? Let me know. What is it like adjusting 2 kids? Personally, for me, when I had Maya, my daughter, she's now 15. Let me give you a little backstory first. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Please hit that subscribe button. But I have 2 kids. One is a 15-year-old girl, and the other is almost 2 years old. TJ is gonna be 2-year-old September, so now he's like 23 months old. So when I had my daughter, I was a baby, if you may say so. I was very young. I was 17. I was 17. So obviously I knew nothing. I didn't know what I was doing. Thank God for my mom. Mom, thank you so much. I love you. But my mom is the one who literally took the reign when it comes to taking care of my daughter, and then she'll teach me stuff, and that's how I learned, because I was a child myself. I had no idea what I was doing, what I was getting into. Then came TJ. TJ came along. Obviously, I was living here in America. All my family is back home. So it was just me. But no, I think I was mentally prepared, physically prepared. I was so much more prepared. Obviously, I'm an adult now. So I was ready. I was ready to take on having a second child all by myself. So that's literally the hard part for me, doing it as a single parent. Not single because I'm married, but we're in a long distance relationship. My husband, for all who don't know, I'm gonna make a video on that also. But my husband is living back in Jamaica. So going through this by myself that's the hard part. That's what makes it hard. But I wouldn't change anything. Like, I love having 2 kids, and the fact that Shamoya is 15, she was a big help. The only thing that I would say was this being sleep deprived. That wasn't fun. Shamoya still at school, so she could only help so much. But having a newborn, you have to wake up. You literally only get like probably 2-3 hours of sleep. But thank God TJ was not a bad baby. So once we got out of that newborn stage, I definitely could have sleep. TJ he was and still is a great sleeper. Once he go down, he's out like a light. So I could get some rest. But as for right now, like as I said, TJ is almost 2. I am working. I still have YouTube videos that I have to find a way to record and edit and still live life. I still have to pay attention to Shamoya. She's 15, but I tell you, I kid you not, she still needs my attention. So I have to make sure that I have time for her. I still have to have time for TJ. I have time for my YouTube. I have to have time for work, and I still have to have time for my long distance relationship. So, because those are all like babies. You need to nurture them, you need to care for them so that they can be strong and actually grow. So being a single mom, as I say, single but not single, I'm married, but being here by myself as a mom by myself. I don't want to say single mom because you might misunderstand, but as I say, I keep repeating it. I'm married, so I'm not single. I'm just in a long distance relationship. But when I say single, I mean the fact that I'm here physically doing it all by myself. My husband is a great emotional support for me, but physically doing it all by myself. So that's why I say single. But yeah, so the hardest part is being a single mom. Doing it by myself, working, doing everything that I just mentioned by myself. That's the hard part. With a baby, I don't do daycare because if you watch my previous video, I probably should have mentioned that too, but that's also one of the things that gives me anxiety, daycare. So I thank God, and they say God no make mistake, right? Everything that is happening in your life is ordained by God. So I thank God that my life plays out the way it does. I have TJ when my daughter is 15, so we make it work, right? We make it work as best as possible. So my daughter help out a lot, and I tell her that it's her job. I tell her I don't just like let her do it and be like, oh, it's your responsibility to take care of her brother. No, because it's not her responsibility. So I tell her, treat it as a job, and I pay her. I literally pay her every month. So That's her little income, and I feel so much better having her watch TJ in the home. They don't have to go nowhere, than for me to have a stranger watch TJ. You know what I mean? It's just, it's so much healthier. It's less stress on my brain, even though she might stress me the hell out sometimes, because sometimes she feel like she want to be lazy and she want to be a kid, which is understandable, but it stresses me out sometimes. But I'm still happier knowing that she's the one keeping TJ than a stranger or daycare. Like when you watch the news and when you see like stuff on Facebook, whether it's false or true, it doesn't matter. It still gives me anxiety, right? And then you have also parents who share their story of having their children in daycare. It gives me anxiety. So I don't know, like everybody keep telling me that, oh, it's gonna be good for him. It's gonna help his social skills. He's gonna interact with other kids. That, yeah, I know all of that, but it still gives me anxiety. Hopefully, next year when he can talk a little bit more, I think I'll be more comfortable when he can come home and say, "Hey, mom, this happened, that happened," you know, as opposed to no when he ain't talking, or if he does talk, I can understand. Then that's just too much pressure on my brain, too much pressure on my heart. I could never be comfortable. I could never cope. So for right now, daycare is just not my thing. Right now, sometimes I'm so tired. As I say, sometimes Shamaya is gonna be in school, and sometimes I get off work. I work at night during the week, and when I get off work, Shamaya, we're like literally passing each other by. So she's going to school, so it's now my turn to have TJ, and I literally just get off work. It is so exhausting and tiring. I'm like, oh my god, I wish I had somebody just to look at him. Let me get, if it's even an hour or 2 hours sleep, just to take off that heavy part, like being up all night and then come home to a toddler that is running around. He needs your attention. He's pulling you here, he's pulling you there. Mom, they have so much energy, and then he's well rested. He just woke up. He's ready for the day. And I'm just like over here like, ugh, SpongeBob. So lethargic, so tired, so grumpy, and still have to push through and just do your thing. That's like the hardest part right now of having 2 kids as a single mom. As I said before, obviously, I'm so happy with my life. I'm happy that I have both my kids, and I wouldn't change anything. It's just I have to become more creative and find ways to make my life work, and find time for everything in my life and everyone in my life. So I just have to be more creative. As I said, TJ wasn't a difficult baby, still isn't. Right now, he's almost 2, and he's just doing what a 2-year-old would do, literally. So I can't even say he's rude. He's just doing what a 2-year-old would do. As I say over and over, if your child does not have tantrums, throw tantrums, then you should be worried. Tantrums for a 2-year-old for his age is normal. It is a part of the brain development. It is super normal. So he's doing what a 2-year-old should do, right? So I would say he's an easy baby. Once he's fed, if he's not playing or if he's not pulling you to go left, right, and centers, now he's obsessed with outside. He wants to go outside all the time. He wants to go on walks. He wants to go and play with his chalk outside. He just likes to be outside, but not all the time I want to be outside. Not all the time I have the time to be outside. So then we have a tantrum. So, but other than that, as I say, he's not a difficult baby. He's so easy, so chill, he's so laid back, and that makes my life easier. Obviously, everybody experience is different. Everybody's gonna have different stuff happening in their life. So whether you have 1 child or 2 children, it's gonna be different for everybody. And that is why, as I always say, sharing your story is not for you. Share your story, and hopefully or most of the time somebody else can relate, and it's going to help them to know that, okay, I'm not alone, there's somebody else out there going through it. And not that you don't know that there's somebody else out there going through it, but actually hearing somebody else's story help other people get through the difficult times in their life. So don't be afraid to share your story in whatever way, shape, or form that you want to share your story. But your story is not for you, so share your story and inspire somebody or help somebody through their situation. Don't forget to leave me that comment. Which one do you think is harder, going from no child to one child, or going from one child to two children? Let me know in the comments which one you think is harder. So that was my story. Thank you for watching, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you're notified of the new video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.